Some breaking news now. The NASDAQ CEO rocking the crypto markets with an unexpected Bitcoin announcement. According to Forbes, they report that Bitcoin and other coins, yes, they are more than a new reality, a new market trend. They are actually new currencies and methods of payment. As a result, many traditional investors have concluded that they need to be in crypto. Well, the NASDAQ CEO, Adena Friedman, she rocked the crypto world when she told CNBC's Squawk Box that NASDAQ would actually consider providing the trading platform for the digital currency. Take a look at this.
Where is your head on, and that of your board, on cryptocurrencies and providing an exchange and liquidity if and when they become regulated and they're compliant? Because a lot of people are frustrated that even if they go into that market, they have no liquidity on an exchange basis. NASDAQ would be a natural place for that, would it not?
Well, first of all, the initial implementations that we're doing in the blockchain are actually with our technology. So we announced this morning that Gemini is going to be using our surveillance technology to help them make sure that they're providing a fair market for their own participants. And as you said, it's an unregulated space today, so it's not something that we've decided to go into becoming an exchange, but we are providing our technology now to other crypto exchanges. Over time, though, if we do look at it and say it's time for, people are ready for a more regulated market, for something that really provides a fair experience for investors, certainly NASDAQ would consider becoming a crypto exchange over time.
I believe the digital currencies will continue to persist. It's just a matter of time how long it will take for that space to mature. She said on CNBC, once you look at it and say, do we need to provide a regulated market for this? Certainly, NASDAQ would consider it. She said that. So joining me now is Colin Plume from Noble Gold Investments with reaction to this news. Colin, this is really good news for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, and they've been doing research on how to create an exchange. There's lots of exchanges for cryptos out there, but nothing that is as high profile as something with NASDAQ. So it is exciting. If they say they're looking into it, that means they are. And I think anything to regulate the market and make it a little bit more accessible to more traders is really the key. Because that's really the only thing that's holding the price down, is it's not accessible to everybody, and the traders haven't been able to purchase it on the level they want to and safely. So I think the fact that they're going to make an exchange safe and something that everyone can access is going to be fantastic for the crypto market.
Now, let me ask you this. When it comes to the crypto markets, you have all these other smaller exchanges all across the world, decentralized. And Bitcoin by nature is decentralized. So does this actually put a hurt on some of the smaller exchanges, almost like NASDAQ coming in and swallowing up Bitcoin? Well, it's good in the regulation aspect so people can invest and feel safer, but does it sort of shut down some of the decentralized Wild West aspect that Bitcoin has sort of thrived within so far?
I think those exchanges will be hurt by it. I think that there will be people that will prefer those because a lot of them are set up in other countries, and they'll probably like the privacy aspect of using some of those exchanges. So I definitely think that the majority will go to a major exchange if NASDAQ opens it up, and that'll just expand the market. One of the things, the hard thing about a lot of the smaller exchanges, a lot of them, they don't take dollars. A lot of times what you have to do is you have to transfer Bitcoin or Ethereum over, and then you can buy the other currencies, the other 2,000 currencies. A lot of the exchanges are set up that way. Very few of them where you can actually put some US dollars in initially and then buy the crypto. Some of them that you can buy crypto, you can only buy in a very small amount. Like Coinbase, you can only do a certain amount on a purchase. So for larger investors that want to buy it on a larger scale, it's difficult still. We can offer it to clients that want to do it in an IRA or outside. But still, the market, as you said, it's still a little bit of the Wild Wild West. And we'll see where this announcement goes. But I think them saying that it's acceptable, they're looking into it, and that the market is something that's viable, I think will definitely increase the price of the bigger cryptocurrencies.
So how is your company reacting to this news overall?
Well, not only do you have this news happening, which came out a few days ago, but you just had the price of Bitcoin. Just Bitcoin, for example, the price for Bitcoin was up 33% in the month of April. So obviously investors are, they saw it skyrocket to 20,000. it pulled back to 6,400. And now, if you went April 1st to May 1st, you'd be over 30% gain. So people are really diving in. People are learning about our program. Some people, it takes them a little bit of time to get comfortable with the process of cryptocurrencies. But the way that you can take advantage of that market, if you bought it in March and it goes up 30% and you want to take the profit, you can do that with us in an IRA, tax deferred. So that's really exciting. There's no other investment in the world that's like this right now that you can see those gains. So for investors that are looking at an alternative asset, it's a very exciting time, and our phones have been ringing. It's been very busy.
Well, the phone number on the screen is 877-646-5347. And of course, we've got a link right there at the top of the description, so people can go to that as well. But CoinDesk reports, like you mentioned, 33% against the U.S. dollar in April, making the best month of 2018 for the world's largest cryptocurrency. They state here that data from CoinDesk Bitcoin Price Index shows that May began with a price at $9,244, 33% up from April 1st. So this is really good news. Now, with respect to Bitcoins and IRAs, people still might be, I don't want to get into it, but you guys are the experts. You can walk them through the process. But are people able to diversify their IRAs with you guys using gold and Bitcoin at the same time?
Absolutely. And we have seen a lot of clients do that. I think when we released the IRA product with cryptocurrencies, we weren't sure who was going to come to the table, but we're finding a lot of our clients that are buying precious metals are also buying cryptocurrencies. They get comfortable with the idea of having a self-directed IRA. We handle all the paperwork for them. We have a full staff that will call the custodian, get the money moved over. And you could be in Bitcoin in your IRA in about 5 to 7 days right now. So it's a very easy process. But yeah, a lot of people are doing both currencies. They're doing the gold, the oldest currency in the world, which has been around 5,000 years. And now they're getting into the new currency of cryptocurrencies, which is sort of like the new money. So a lot of people say, I bought some old money, and now I'm buying some new money, and that's how a lot of people are looking at it. And obviously the gains of 33% in 1 month are fantastic, but if you look at where it was last year, Bitcoin, for example, was at 20,000. We're still at around 8,900, 9,000 right now, so it's still well below its all-time.
Well, if we look at the beginning of last year, it was, $1,000. So we're still up huge on Bitcoin. Now, you mentioned something about when there is a gain, 33%, for example, as we just saw. They can take that out, tax deferred, or how?
They have to keep it in the IRA. Just to be clear, you can't take that cash in hand. Basically, you sell it and take the profit, and you just keep it under the umbrella of the IRA. As long as you don't take the money out, you don't pay the tax.
Yeah, because if you do, there is a tax penalty, and it's pretty big. What does a tax penalty look like? Something like that?
It just depends on where you live, and to take money out of an IRA before the age of 59 and a half, there's an immediate 10% penalty plus whatever taxes would be, the amount that you take out would be applied to your income. So it's going to change depending on, where the person lives and how much they're making. But right. You could, in theory, let's say you did 20,000 and jumped up, and now you're 20,000 sitting at 50,000. You can just sell it back to us within the IRA and just go back into cash, and you would avoid that big tax penalty.
Right, and I guess the reason I'm asking is for individuals who, because we've seen Bitcoin hit the 20,000 mark. Yeah. So all of a sudden, someone's got they got the Bitcoin, they went through you guys, they got the Bitcoin in the IRA, and all of a sudden it makes this huge move, and they're like, well, you know what? I'm willing to take that 10% hit. I'm willing to take that because it's moved at such a huge level. I need the cash now. So they can still do that, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they can absolutely take it. And they can do the same thing in gold. Mm-hmm. If they think the dollar's going to crash and they want to get their gold and have it delivered, obviously they'd have to pay the tax penalty. But if they don't want to do that, they don't need the cash, and they're going to wait until later on, or maybe they see it shoot up a lot, they sell, and then they wait for another dip. That's what a lot of smart investors are doing, because the volatility is there, so you can really take advantage of it, buy low, sell high. And so that's what a lot of people are doing right now, is they're saying, hey, maybe I should sell, take some profit, I'll jump back in if it pulls back a little lower. So it's a very unique asset, but we help people do all of that. They buy and sell it through us. But yeah, Gary, as you mentioned, if they need the cash now, they can absolutely get it.
So, folks, the number on the screen, you can see it right there, 877-646-5347. The link as well at the top of the description in this video. Go there right now, and Colin, they can get the Bitcoin IRA guide when they go to that link. It's a free guide. You'll send it to their house. What can they expect to find in that?
It basically, the beginning part of the guide is just explaining to someone that doesn't understand what a cryptocurrency is, doesn't understand Bitcoin. It discusses what it is and how it works and why it's so viable as a currency. It'll go through that, why it's, the CEO of NASDAQ is putting it on eventually on the exchange, because there's so much capabilities of these cryptocurrencies. So it's going to break it down for a new person. It's going to walk them through the IRA process, and it'll explain how that works. But also, if they call in and they have questions, all the brokers are available to answer questions and walk them through that also. But for anyone that's new into this and they have questions and they have some money in an old 401k and they're not happy with their return or an IRA, they just want to find out about it, I think it's a great time to do that. We also have an additional guide. When you call in, you can ask where we have a guide that's about Ethereum, which is another cryptocurrency that's available.
Wow.
Ethereum is really exciting too, and it also breaks down Ethereum into kind of we made it so that anybody can read it and digest it and understand it. And if nothing else, I think getting the information for anybody is important, and just learning about what everybody's talking about. I think that's something that's really important.
Well, this certainly is big news for the Bitcoin world, big news for the investment world, and big news for our viewers too, so they can take advantage of it with you. And I want to encourage everybody watching right now to do that. Make that phone call and speak to the experts at Noble Gold and get your questions answered. Colin, any final thoughts before we go?
No, Gary, no, great talking to you. I think it's exciting, and we'll see what Bitcoin and Ethereum can do. There's been some pretty bold, some real early adopters in Bitcoin think that Bitcoin is going to break 30,000 this year, so it's exciting, and we'll see what happens.
One thing I should bring up is that some months ago I did read a PayPal board of directors. It was like this big meeting, this big digital currency meeting, and they were speculating that Bitcoin could quite literally hit like 5 million per Bitcoin in the coming years because of its limited availability when it's finally mined out. When it's mined out, it's gone. It is absolutely gone. So you're going to see some pretty serious moves in the future. So taking advantage of it with your IRA, you might as well. I mean, what have you got to lose, really? So especially with NASDAQ putting their faith in it, this is all good stuff. So Colin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Gary. Talk to you soon.
All right, Colin Plume, Noble Gold Investments. The link on the screen right there, nnn.is/Bitcoin-IRA-guide. The phone number 847-646-5347. Make that phone call. Get plugged in. Get your questions answered. Of course, leave your comments below, and we'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thank you for watching that report. If you want more, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the Next News Network logo right here. And you can watch our latest news reports by clicking here. Or for the latest breaking news, click right here. Also, if you want to watch the most viral news on the channel, the news reports that Hillary and Obama hate, then click right here.